Santa Barbara, January 2019. A warm Santa Barbara breeze blew through the screen window of Mother's hotel suite. Just a few months shy of 104 years old, her eyes still sparked with a bright, competitive glow. "Gin," she said, and laid her cards down. She always beat me with such single-minded pleasure. I shuffled the card for another game and glanced up at her smile. After 30 years of living in London and these last 20 basking in the gentle light of Santa Barbara, she looked like $1,000,000. Her makeup was perfect. Dressed in a dazzling maroon knit suit, she sat in her comfy green TV chair and began to add up our scores. "You know," she said, "at this age I have so much wisdom and nowhere to put it. Who wants to hear it? Not you. I lead this easy, unfettered life. You could be just like me by simply adhering to my written in stone rules. For example." Any sentence of hers that began with "for example" included not only what I should be doing, but the long list of things I had failed to do. Over many years, I had learned to listen, nod, and smile as though we were dating. For example, she said, "if you'd listened to me before you got married, you would have heard me say, don't fall in love, don't marry, don't have children. It's all an unnatural act. As I recall, you wanted me to get married so you could feel unencumbered," I'd said. "That too," she said. Undiminished in mind, but literally on her last legs, she continued. "When I do die, which I'm beginning to doubt, just follow my flawless example of how to present yourself to the world. Always wear lipstick, be normal on the outside, keep your expectations low, and you'll keep your blood pressure low. Everything is private, particularly grief. Anything you let out of your control will come back to bite you. Don't ask woo-woo questions like, why am I here? Only drink water when you're on the toilet so you don't waste time." "That last one actually sounds useful," I said. "Now here's a question for you. Is there any upside to being so old?" "You bet," she said, brightening. "You no longer give a shit." I was shocked. "You've never sworn before. Aren't you supposed to set a good example?" Clearly enjoying her effect, she said, "Jan, you're 76 years old. Fuck it." "Mother, Jesus," she continued. "My exemplary lifestyle includes 2 hours of sleep a night, never drinking water, and the wisdom to know that exercise is an abomination. My favorite meal is 2 scoops of pistachio ice cream, a demitasse of espresso, and a chaser of double thick Ruffles potato chips." It worked for her. I'd watched this svelte woman rebound like a pro from every major crisis life threw at her. Broken hips, broken ribs, pneumonia, cancer, a deadly flu, the early deaths of her husband from a heart attack and her son from a car accident. After Mother's latest fall in the bathtub, even her doctor said, "You should be dead." "Now your birth," said Mother on a roll, "was like pushing a container of rocky road through a pinhole. I, for one, would have gone through childbirth only once to satisfy my curiosity. But if you ask me, I don't recommend it. I endured the second time for your father. Thank God I gave him a son to carry on the family name." "Seriously," I said, "meat off?" It always sounded like flesh falling off a corpse. Oops, flesh falling off a corpse. "It was Medvedev, bear in Russia," said Mother. "A clerical fool on Ellis Island changed it. And speaking of idiots, you know what nearly killed me after you were born?" "Something else I get to feel guilty about," I said. "The ambulance," said Mother. 2 college boys were driving us home from the hospital, royal treatment for a doctor's wife. I was on a stretcher, so I asked the one nearest you, "How's the baby?" He looked down and yelled, "Oh my God, she stopped breathing, go back." The other idiot makes a crazy U-turn. I remember the word blue. She's turning blue. That word still jumps out at me when I hear it in normal conversation. Then the first idiot said, "Oh, Oh, never mind, she's breathing again. Then the two of them laughed like nutcases. I couldn't get them fired even if I wanted to. The war made every fool indispensable. Be grateful, I said. I'm here, I'm healthy. Too healthy, she said. Nowadays, they'd call you hyperactive. You never crawled like a normal baby. You just got up and started running. I'll never forget, you were jumping up and down in the front seat of the car. The door flew open and you fell out. I had to leap from the moving car, pick you up, and leap back in the car while it was still rolling down the street. At home, you'd run and jump down the stairs and sometimes land on your head. A friend said to me, let her alone, and she'll learn to slow down. Another friend said, stop her before she makes herself stupid. I'll bet I know what advice you followed, I said. I never said you were stupid, said Mother.